Who are you? Well, my name is Frank TOTINO. Whatever you want to say about yourself.
Your name is Frank TOTINO? No, my name is Frank TOTINO.
No. I thought my name was Frank TOTINO.
Hang on. Just a sec. I'll be right back. I'm going to check, okay?
I check my ID. I'll come back.
That's right.
Okay, let's do this. Well, thank you so much for being here. First question, who are you?
Frank TOTINO.
Great. Where are you?
I'm in Calgary, in Canada.
What were you doing before the interview?
I was working on a project, actually. I was doing some editing on a project I've got going with a bunch of partners in Brazil and other places.
And finally, what relationship do we have?
Who, you and I?
Yes, the two Franks.
I just got, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think I met you somewhere and you then contacted me on WhatsApp, I think.
What did you think about improv the first time that you experienced it?
The first time I experienced improv, when I was very small. When you're a child, you improvise all the time. It's how you think the world works. And in fact, you're right. I think that might be the last time we're right, is when we're very small children. But we do understand the world in a way that has no filters on it. And so we don't have too much training to overcome in order to experience the world without having a preconceived cognitive model of what it's like, you know. Therefore, we can be surprised and creative. There's other times I can remember improvisation as being consciously available to me while it was happening, and that was when I was jamming in music a bit later.
Do you think that that's the spark that you can see in thousands of grown-up students when they find improv?
Yeah, I guess they're re-encountering a playful state. That's a good way to put it, sure. Because play is so much fun, right? I mean, and it's something that was normal, and we did it all the time. Everybody did it. Beethoven and Liszt and all of these guys, they used to all improvise all the time. It wasn't like a big deal. They would meet and they would have actually kind of contests. They'd get together and they'd jam and they would be improvising on pianos and stuff. And it was just part of being a composer and being in music and all the rest of it. So improvisation wasn't like a big deal. It was just it was the same thing. It was the same thing a scientist does when they are testing or experimenting, and that there wasn't a difference between science and art at one point. It was the same meaning. It was the same pursuit to model our universe in some way.
Some people that just can't stop thinking when they improvise, like they cannot let it go fully. And my question is, are those the Salieris then of the improv?
I don't want to perpetuate the myth that Salieri was a no good thief. He was actually quite a talented creature all on his own. He just, you know, he had some issues there with young Mozart. But if you mean by Salieri he was trying to control everything, then yeah, there are Salieris out there who try to control everything on the stage, meaning the other people on the stage, the direction of the thread, whatever thread there may be that they happen to be following, and then you have problems on stage, right? Really, with improvisation, when you have this situation. And if you have more than one person out there trying that, well, it's a disaster and it's chaos.
Am I going to do a show for what I think people want to see, or for what I really want to do or create?
Well, it begins and ends with the people who are going on stage. They have to decide why they're there. For some, what purpose are they serving in the world by being there, I suppose. So as an artist, I think you should have a purpose, or at least a point of view beyond a decorative one. If you find that we can create a formula that puts tickets through the counter, then you do that, and you can make a living doing it, and that's a good thing. However, if it turns out that the thing that started to make you the living becomes the thing you serve, it's no longer the show you want it to be, but you do it anyway. I think this is what you seem to be describing by, doing what the people want or something. But it gets complicated if you feel that you have to produce something recognizable when you're doing something as you're calling improvisation, because improvisation is not anything you control. It's like the first time you do it and you go, wow, that's fun, because there's no rules. You don't have to be good at this because you already know how to do it. And then people start thinking that they're good at doing it. And that's when you get into trouble, because how can you be good at improvisation? You're either just improvising or you're not, period. As it used to be. They used to have theaters, Bora. There were these buildings, everybody would meet in them. The Greeks had them. And
really?
Oh yes, yeah, they were a thing, really. Don't let anybody tell you that they weren't real. The theater was real. Theater was real at one point.
Yeah, because I came from the future where improv is only a state of mind,
That's right. Nothing's real there. Shit,
Nothing's real.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What wows you when you're seeing a group of students on stage?
It's the same thing always. Every now and again, somebody up there will suddenly be just turned on and know exactly what to do and say to keep the thing real up there. Yeah, and you watch them because now they're engaged with the other actors on stage. You just like it because it seems you make a connection through the performer into whatever story it is that they're telling. And it's you can analyze the hell out of how all that happens if you want, but that's what it still gets me, is great performance, and it can come from anybody at any time. If you're paying attention to the other people around you and you're actually trying to be theatrical, which is why it's called theatrical improvisation. You're actually trying to tell a story. You've called everybody there for some reason, and you've charged them money, and you sit them down and you turn out all the lights on them and put them on you. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing that for? I mean, why did you call them in here?
Would you give a message to young students?
I would say that you have a great opportunity to improvise here, because everything's changing. Everywhere you look, this online entertainment business is going to be. And I would say go buy green cloth, make yourself a green cube somewhere inside your house, or better yet, a green sphere that you can get in full length, because you got to see the whole body at times and be able to lie down and stuff. So you got to, get a green screen studio, couple of good lights, good camera, good connection, and you'll be able to stay in the game, because it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be online more than it ever has been. But when the shit hits the fan, they're all going, oh, I don't know, what are we going to do now? Who goes out and tries to make things happen? It's artists. Artists are continually trying to make shit happen. There's no advantage to being creative when nobody needs you around, because what do we need creative for? Look, everything's perfect. We got a great world here. Stalin wouldn't allow a homicide department in the Moscow police department, because he said there was no murder in paradise. Right? So everybody's kind of going, yeah, okay. Whatever you say, Joe.
Right. Thank you.
Good talking to you, bro.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day.
Yeah, and you. Ciao.
Thanks so much for being there. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe, like, and follow me on Instagram and YouTube. You're gonna find there a lot of different episodes, small documentaries. So just stay tuned.